To get things started, please welcome Bethesda's Global Vice President of PR and Marketing, Pete Hines.
Hey gang, what's good? E3 2017 just officially ended not too long ago. So I wanted to get some stuff out covering it a little, With this video, I want to focus in on Bethesda's press conference. Okay, now let's skip past everything right to the big part, huh? Bethesda Game Studios is big stuff. No disrespect to the other developers, they're just more in my crosshairs for what I do here. Alright, so on to the big question. Was there any big new announcement? Nah, nope. Bummer, right? I mean, at least I was pretty bummed out. Going further into that, I actually did brace myself beforehand for this sort of potentiality. The possibility that we might just get nothing big at all, and that whatever Starfield is may need to wait another year or two. But I'm an excitable kind of person, and it kinda got the better of me. You see, moments before the Bethesda press conference came out, some small details started spilling out too. For example, I came to find out that their Bethesda Land showcase wasn't just at night, but also outside and under the stars. So I thought, man, what better a place could there be for them to announce their hit new space sci-fi game Starfield? Heck, just the splash screen they had up before the conference began, it was all space-themed too. Not like the overall amusement park motif, You had stars in the background and even the occasional rocket ship flying by. Then on top of that, I saw some video from people actually out there at the show in person, and wouldn't you know, there was even a space-themed bar with little stars and shit like lights. It was a space bar, if you will. So I got to thinking, holy smokes, I think they might actually do it tonight. I think I'm gonna be more surprised if it ain't there. And man, what a surprise! Well, anyway, let's go over what was there. So, their press conference opens with this really sweet video of these kids whose parents work at the various Bethesda Softworks, that's the publisher, development houses. Call me a sucker, but man, I love that stuff. There's just something earnest and humanizing about it. Well, anyways, after that closes out, they begin with getting old Pete Hines out there, and they kick off their Bethesda Land presentation. The whole Bethesda Land thing, I don't think it was great, but also I don't think it was terrible either. I mean, it was nothing compared to how awful a lot of the influencer stuff was. Where they show off a game using Twitch streamers or YouTubers, like me, I guess. Anyway, I don't think that stuff mixes very well at all here. EA in particular was big on that business, and it was a pretty rough ride if you ask me. Back to the conference though, they went to show off Doom VFR. Now what do you think that stands for? Come on, VFR, BFG? You know what it is. Anyways, they showed off their two other VR games. Fallout 4 and Skyrim VR was in there somewhere too. Maybe that last one was actually at the Sony conference. Nonetheless, VR is a little too rich for my blood, but from a more academic stance, I guess I'm interested to see if and how they pull it off. Motion sickness and all that is a big concern. After that segment on VR, though, they, of course, covered the new Morrowind expansion for Elder Scrolls Online. I've heard good things about ESO's current state, so I'll probably actually try that out whenever the next Steam sale rolls around, which I think is about in a week. Anyhow, next they rolled out news of their new Creation Club. From the moment we first saw the idea of paid mods, I think we all kind of knew it was inevitable that we'd see them back in some form. Well, this is that. This time, though, they're leaving the free mod ecosystem alone, and this Creation Club is going to be a whole other separate entity. Basically, they're curating mods from developers and some prestigious community modders and selling them to us. It's like a whole mixed bag or can of worms or something for probably a whole other video. So look forward to or dread the hell out of that. Alright, let's move on from all that, because here's another thing that I feel like I ought to try out as well. You see, they announced a new Skyrim-themed expansion for Elder Scrolls Legends, their card game. I heard that's got a decent single-player campaign? I don't know. It's free, so I guess I'll need to get around to trying it out someday. Anyhow, after that, they showed off how they're bringing Skyrim to the Nintendo Switch, and how it has like a little bit of amiibo functionality. You know, it's worth saying. I really loved Skyrim, but man, it feels like they're milking that cow for all she's got. Jesus, it was showed up everywhere at E3. Well, after all that, they announced some new Dishonored II DLC. I want to say that this was completely unheard of news, no leaks or anything like that. But honestly, I just haven't been following Dishonored 2 that closely. I love the first one, but I didn't pick up the sequel because there was some trouble with the PC version at launch. Hopefully that's all cleared up by now. I don't know. Well, that all transitioned into them talking about Quake Champions and how they're pushing it to be this big esports game. Now, I played Quake Champions in beta, and I think you can easily get into that beta yourself through their website. Anyway, I quite liked it. But honestly, my interest in esports is limited at best. They did announce that BJ Blazkowicz is coming to the game as a playable champion, which is kind of freaking wild. I mean, who's next? The Dovahkiin? A super mutant? Actually, you know what? Maybe I'd be down for that kind of stupid. Well, finally, they revealed to us what those two under construction things were on their Bethesda Land park map image. You remember that thing? The first is The Evil Within 2, and I guess that looked okay. Horror games, they just aren't really my thing. They've got to do a lot to get my attention, I think. Like I said, I'm an excitable person, so they get me real jumpy in a bad way. Then, at least in my opinion, they saved the best of what they had to offer for last. They showed off Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus. They opened with this crazy cool parody of Lassie, set in their messed up version of the world where the Nazis won. Then, they showed cinematics and gameplay. Seems like they really built on the last game's themes of carefully balancing seriousness and a real riot of a time. You know, like a whole Tarantino sort of thing, huh? Man, I loved the last one, and I think I'm gonna love this one too. There's just something really appealing about being big old BJ Blazkowicz, dual-wielding some big-ass guns and getting all sorts of people to come together and just blast some Nazi-ass motherfuckers. I don't know, it's great, it's awesome. In conclusion, I think that if you were here watching the press conference for Todd Howard's teams, or really anything RPG related, to come out and amaze us, well, it was a little disappointing, or maybe a lot disappointing. That's personal opinion. But hey, if you like Wolfenstein, there's at least a silver lining. Thanks for watching. Peace.